In a couple minutes, we're going to watch you work with a couple. Can you talk a little bit about what your goals were in this interview?
I treated this session as I would normally treat any first session. First thing I have to do is get to know who the folks are. They're strangers. And so I have to learn something about what their metaphors are. I have to learn something about what their expectations are. And so I'll begin by trying to get a sense of each person as a person.
That's the developmental history, too?
Yes.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be long. In 5 minutes' time, people can usually identify the core themes in their developmental histories, and then I will use those throughout the session as kind of screens through which I evaluate most of the things that they like about each other and their concerns. Then I'm going to ask a little bit about their developmental history of their marriage. How they get together, how they meet each other, what did they like about each other. That's very important to me. I believe that there are some marriages, sometimes people marry for the wrong reasons. They marry to solve problems. They don't marry because they choose each other. Those are marriages that are often very difficult to resurrect. On the other hand, most couples marry because they like each other and then mess up because they become complacent or because they don't respond to challenges or because they don't really develop the culture of their marriage in a way that works. So I have to figure out, in learning about the history of the marriage, which category I'm dealing with. Then I have to feed back to the couples that I see some of the information that they've provided me with before the session. I always like to have couples fill out some inventories before I meet them because I have to really have an overview of what their concerns are in order to know how to pace the session and where to put my emphasis.
So you prepare ahead of time?
Yes. I prepare for every session. I don't always act on the plan that I have because sometimes the clients have a better idea, but I never walk into a session without an idea at least of what skill set I want to help the client develop. And then their life experience for the week becomes the data through which I can do that skill training. So for most couples in first sessions, the skill set that I want to produce is proaction. I want to help each person learn that they have responsibility for influencing the kind of emotions that they have by controlling their behavior. So with the couple that we're going to see, I had to overcome their despair. They felt very pessimistic about what was possible because they were thinking in molar terms, and I had to help them start thinking in molecular terms so that they could feel some efficacy, some positive energy. And then I like to end those sessions by sending them home with the Caring Days process, which structures their interaction over the next week. And you will also see at the end of the session a kind of remarriage ceremony. I try to end first sessions by having people reconsecrate their commitment to each other based on the optimism that I hope I helped to foster during the interview.